Hello and welcome back to Cast On, a knitting podcast where I talk about my finished objects, my whips, some yarn acquisitions and some life updates. I am your host, Ellie, and today I do have a lot of things for you. I had Easter holidays about 2 weeks ago where I had about 1.5 weeks off, something like this, and I really used that time very well with knitting. I was so excited this whole time. I was really looking forward to that, and you know, when you do have a lot of time, you don't just knit, you also like to spend money. At least it's like that with me. So I do have a lot of yarn acquisitions to show you today, so maybe stick to the end if you would like to see that, and let's get started. So hello again and welcome back to all the new people. Everyone is watching now. Grab yourself a drink because this is gonna be an exciting one. I have finished so many objects. Let's start with this one. This is a test knit. I wasn't able to show last time because I didn't know if we were allowed to share this, but we were, so yeah, you just get to see the finished object. But this is the Poplar crop, it is called. It goes about to waist length here, well, a bit longer, hip length maybe. And like I said, it was a test knit that I participated in by Brienne Moody, and I absolutely love this pattern. I think it's so summery, it's so flattering. I really like the neckline. You have got to do some short rows, and I'm just so happy with how it turned out. I used Drops Baby Merino in this purple colour, then Drops Flora in pink and in this peach colour. I have already uploaded some stuff on my Instagram if you'd like to check that out, about all of my finished objects and this as well, so you can go and check that out if you want. It is it's got like a short sleeve. It is a bit like a drop shoulder. I have to say though, let's get up here again, I wish I hadn't made that yoke so long. I think it's quite deep, which makes it quite gapey here. And I wish I had stopped after like the last chart, because it's, as you can see in charts, I wish I had stopped up here. I think that would have been fine as well for the sleeve, so it wouldn't be, you know, this long. But all in all, I'm really happy with it. Stay tuned for when the pattern comes out. I will announce that on my Instagram and you can get it as well. Really recommend it. Very easy, very simple color work. So yeah, it's super summery as well. Like, it's so light and airy. It just makes me feel all these summer vibes, to be honest. So that was my first finished object. My second finished object is something I've been working on for quite a while, and I think that someone up there really didn't want me to finish it because I had some issues with it. Here it is. It is the No Frills sweater by Petite knit. I made this for my boyfriend in Sandnes Garn, the Sunday one, and I held it double. And I originally made the size, like the smallest size, I think it's either XS or S. But then I decided, when I let my boyfriend put it on, I would make the yoke a bit longer, like the raglan here. It was too long. It still is too long. It looks, I'm not really happy with it. It looks like he just threw on the sweater of his dad. And yeah, I don't know. He doesn't want me to undo it because it took me so long to finish it, but I don't know. So the issues that I had were, well, first of all, I knit this, like I said, in Sandnes Garn Sunday in like this steel grey colour. and I held it double, and that was, let's put it this way, when I bought the yarn I didn't know what I wanted to make with it. I didn't have a pattern in mind. I thought I would design my own thing, but then I found the no frills, and I thought, you know, you can, it's like a universal standard classic sweater, so I'm pretty sure it's fine if I make it for my boyfriend, because it's not like too feminine or too masculine, it's just perfect. And the recommended yarn is the Sunday, but she holds it double with a mohair, and I didn't want to do that because I asked my boyfriend and he said he doesn't really care about these luxurious fibers and all of that jazz, and he also doesn't really like all that fluff. So I thought, okay, fine, I'll just knit it in normal wool. So I did, but I didn't check the gauge. I did do a gauge swatch and it was perfect, but the finished garment, I didn't check it again. And it is very, very dense. It's super heavy. It's very, very heavy. I mean, it's pure wool, so of course it's going to be heavy, but I think it's way too thick, and it cost me so much. Like, that was a huge mistake, going in not having a pattern in mind and just buying yarn, and then I had to get some more because I already knew it wouldn't be enough, and the amount I spent is yeah, let's not talk about that ever again. And yeah, I barely like even finished it with the amounts that I bought extra on top of what I actually bought. So yeah, it was a lot. This is a very luxurious and expensive sweater, even though it doesn't look it. But yeah, I have finished it now, and again, if you follow me on Instagram, you will have, or you might have seen my story, and something happened when one Sunday night, when I thought, oh, I would just, you know, finish this sweater, because what happened is I actually finished it already, and then I let my boyfriend try it on, and then he said it was too short, and I was like, it will grow, I'm sure I can block it out, it's fine. And he's like, no, it's not gonna be fine. So I said, all right, okay. I undid the ribbing, like the bind of the ribbing, everything, and I knit up about 2 more inches or something like that, and then I did it all again. So I basically knit like the bottom twice. So here it is, the bottom, nothing, you know, super special. And on this said Sunday night, I thought I would just get into bed and I would just knit on it beside my boyfriend, because it's just nice, because I like to knit in my bed. And because we live in the attic, we don't really have straight walls, so basically, well, almost all of our walls are angled like this, and so is where our beds are. And I always have to crawl into my bed because of the wall, because I am on the inner side, so in like the slanted on the slanted roof side. And I crawled on the bed, and then I heard a crunch, and I was like, what was that? And I thought it wasn't my knee, because when I bend my knees they crunch. It wasn't my knee, it was my needle. So I officially broke, no, it doesn't focus. Yes, I officially broke my first needle. I was gutted. I was so upset, because I was like, my god, I've already had so many problems with this sweater, and now my needle broke. I only got 2 4mm needles, and this is a Prim set. It's the Prim natural set. Don't have it here now, but this is the first set I bought. Not that I've been knitting for very long, but I love this set. I think it's such great value for your money, and I would recommend it to anyone, even like professional knitters. It is so smooth, the tip is really, really nice, it's not too sharp, it's just perfect. And the best thing is that you can use any kind of cable really with this to screw it on. So knit pros, licker needles, well, pretty much any cord. So I was absolutely gutted, and I wanted to order the exact same one, but on Amazon they don't really do like single needles, and it was really difficult to find 4mm, and then I would have had to pay shipping on top of that, and then it wouldn't even arrive in like 2 weeks or something. So it basically is like something impossible if you don't buy the set to get just a singular 4mm needle set. So yeah, that was that broken needle. I do have a replacement already. I mean, it's kind of in for the acquisitions, but I guess I can show you now. I don't have it here. I must have it in my other set. I basically just bought the Knit Pro needle from there. I think it's called Romance or Romantic set or something like this, or is it Symphony? I don't know. It's basically is wood and it's 4mm and it fits. That is all I was concerned about, and it was actually cheaper to get it through the yarn shop than if I would have bought it on Amazon, including the shipping and everything. So I was like, whatever, I wanted to get some more needles anyway. I also bought some 3 and 4mm metal needles here because I was just so scared, and I still am, of breaking my needles. I mean, I just did break one, but that was by accident because I was stupid and not looking where I'm putting my legs. Crawling into tight spaces. But yeah, I just think that metal needles after like a certain size, it is advisable to do that instead of wooden ones, because you would just constantly break them, at least in my opinion. I don't really know, don't listen to me, don't listen to what I'm saying. Anyway, finished object, no frills. It now fits. I still have to block it, so all this like unevenness you can see now will hopefully be gone. I also had a little marker so I know which one is the front and the back. My boyfriend really likes it. He hasn't worn it yet, like I said, because I still need to block it. But overall, I would really recommend the pattern. It did take quite a while for the yoke because I just this constant increasing was doing my head in really, and then also more increases and more. But I really enjoy knitting the sleeves, which is quite surprising because I hate knitting sleeves, mostly because I don't have the right needles. I really need to buy a short set, but I already spent so much money on yarn this month, so I think yeah, I need to save up a bit. So that was object number 2. Object number 3 is still on my blocking mat because it's not fully dry yet, but it's this. This is the Lotus Petal, I think it's called, or Lotus Top, something like this, by Hiris Makes. Isn't it pretty? I really like it. I haven't tried it on yet because, like I said, I just blocked it and it's still a bit damp. But look at this gorgeous lace. This is the first time I made lace, and the instructions were super clear. I really like how it turned out. I used this yarn. It is the Drops Safran in colour 64. It's like a sand colour basically, because oh yeah, and it is 100% cotton. Yeah, 100% cotton, because I really wanted a summer shirt, and I am participating in the Cal that Hiris hosts. So yeah, got my first, well, second if you count this as well, summer top. And this was it was an easy knit if you think about how, like, what techniques you need to do, but I really didn't like the yarn. Like I said, this is 100% cotton. I have only worked with cotton once before, and that was with crochet, and even then I didn't like it. And whereas it feels fine, it's just knitting with it, it's got like this really rough and dry feeling and almost a bit squeaky, as if I was working with acrylic, but it's not. It's 100% cotton. And also, I mean, this recommends a needle size 3, and this top is knit up in 3.5. So when I was knitting on it, I was really worried because it was super gapey. I mean, even now it's not too bad anymore. I think blocking really did the trick. I mean, I don't quite know if like cotton yarn really blocks out nicely, because I can still see, like, you know, unevenness. But yeah, I really didn't like the yarn. I do have so much of it. I also have it in this really nice, like, brick wall red, and in this chocolate brown. And I do plan on using all of my cotton yarn up, because I do not want to have it in my stash. Like, no. Sorry, camera just died. Like I said, I will use all of my cotton yarn up, and this is a promise, not like, oh, I'm gonna use up my stash, blah blah blah. No, I want to get rid of this cotton, and I would prefer to never buy 100% cotton ever again. I mean, it is a great summer fibre, I guess, but working with this was just no joy. But apart from that, the pattern itself, it is worked bottom up, so you start with the lace down here, which I think is quite enjoyable. Then you move up until you separate for the arms, and then you knit the front and the back separately. And I hate purling with a passion. I absolutely hate it, and I wish there was like a different way to this shirt, but there isn't, obviously. It was fine in the end. It just really took me a long time. Like, I knit up the body in like 2 days at night, and that was, you know, nothing really. But then the front and the back, it took me so long because the purling, I just really didn't enjoy it. And then I picked up around the sleeves here and did some ribbing just one by one, and then the neckline here. Like I said, I haven't tried it on after blocking because this literally just came off my blocking mats. So I don't really know about the fit yet. I have tried it on before I blocked it, and it was very tight under the arms. So you were supposed to pick up 70 stitches under the arms, but I didn't have 70, I had only 50, and even that was already a push. So I think in her pattern she might have knit longer up, you know, the front and the back, so she's got more stitches in general. So yeah, that was quite tight. I hope I did stretch it out a little bit whilst blocking, so I really hope that did the trick. And also with the neckline, I was doing my usual my usual bind off. No, yeah, I don't know if you can see. You have these bumps. So the way I do the bind off, it is a very stretchy one, which I really like. It is where you don't just slip it over, like you fold the yarn, depending on if you have a knit or a purl stitch, you fold it over the needle either from the front to the back or the back to the front, and then knit that stitch, and then pull over that extra kind of yarn over essentially, and then the actual stitch. So it gives you like a purl, not purl, like a bump in between, which I think looks quite nice. But I was almost done with the neckline, and then it was just way too loose. Like it folded out like this, which I really didn't like. So I removed it and I went back and just did the tubular bind off. I don't really know if like I said, if that helped kind of cinch it in at the top to not have such gaping. If not, then I guess I will just have to weave in some elastic, and then I'm sure that will be fine. But all in all, I am happy I made this, and I'm happy I got the pattern, because I still think it's a beautiful design. I just really hate purling. So these were all of my finished objects, 3 in total, almost 4, and you're gonna see why in a second. I am really happy with the progress. I'm not a progress knitter. I just like to enjoy the knitting part. I don't want to be stressed. I don't really like working from deadline to deadline. Like this test knit, as great as it was, I was just super stressed because I knew I had a deadline and I knew I had to get it done, and I don't always have time. So yeah, 3 garments with one of them not even cast on last time. I think that's pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let's move on to whips, and I've got to say I don't have that many because I've been working super hard on finishing all my whips. So my first one is, if I can get this yarn a bit salted, sorry, is this. It is my Maja sweater, and it is almost done. It is, I knit this up in my cones that I bought by Woolyknit in charcoal and like an off-white colour. I don't quite know, I don't think the white has a name. It's like a creamy off-whitey colour, and I love it. I think it looks so good. Really happy. Last time I already had the yoke, but now I have a body. I have finished the body shortly afterwards. I didn't repeat the colour, well, I say colour work, but like the design you were supposed to do at the bottom as well. I didn't do that because I thought it would be a bit too much, so I just kept it plain. Then I finished one sleeve, and I also shortened the colour work here because I just really didn't like how far it would have gone up the sleeve. If you have the sleeve here, this is I don't know, like 13 rows or something, maybe a bit more, probably a bit more, but it would have been at least like another chunk of this, like up to here maybe would have been the colour work, and I just didn't like that. So yeah, this is one sleeve, and the second one, I really wanted to get this done for you today. Yesterday night I was knitting like crazy on the sleeve to get the second sleeve done, and guess what, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, and I was so annoyed. I thought that today in the morning I would have time, but because I had a presentation to do for university, I just didn't have the brain power in the morning. I was way too nervous. So this is my second sleeve, and now it would just be the colour work. So I am now here. So I don't know if you can count this as like a half finished object. I don't know. But yeah, it's almost done. It is super soft. The fit is amazing. I love this folded over neck band. Like, I know this was my own creation. Like this pattern, have I said the pattern? I think I didn't. Oops. This is the Maja cardigan by Hélène Magnússon, I think. I will leave everything down in the description so you can go and check that out. But it is a free pattern, I know that for sure. This is actually the back, this is the front. And like the name says, it is a cardigan, but I don't wear cardigans. I only own like 2 as well, and yeah, I don't really like cardigans, which is quite ironic. You will see a bit later. Anyway, made it into a sweater. Really like it. All 100% wool, super thick, super warm, perfect for summer, I guess. I just couldn't finish it earlier. I'm holding the yarn double for both colours to help with the thickness, because on its own it's just like it's a fingering, I think, because double it makes it into DK. So yeah, very happy, almost done with it. Also, if you have any recommendations of like videos on how to fix these holes here on the underarms, please let me know down below. I have tried a few things and none of them really worked. My method that I normally use is by, don't know, I'll link the video down below. It's basically where you just take like the bar in between the stretched out stitch and you knit it together with like the last stitch of the picked up ones, and then the last stitch when you, or like the first stitch when you start with the actual rounding of the sleeve. And I still get these like massive holes and I am really frustrated. Like, I know you cannot avoid it and you can duplicate the stitch. I've also done that before, but I don't know. I really don't know. I've also tried putting some more stitches, because I've heard that other people do that, just like casting on, like increasing some more stitches into the space and then just knitting them together in the next round, so you don't actually increase the stitch count. But for some reason it's just not working out for me, and I'm a bit frustrated because I just want it done. I don't want to go in again and like patch up these holes. Like, I just want to wear it. So yeah, if you have any recommendations, please leave it down below. So yeah, first whip almost done. Probably gonna finish that today, so I actually do have the chance to wear it because it is getting hotter. I mean, this week and last week as well, it's been raining like crazy. It's ridiculous. It's been chucking it down all day, and the temperatures have also dropped, but now they're rising again, and it is quite windy. But today was the first day of the year where I could go outside. Well, not the first actually. Anyway, first day, at least in April, almost May, where I didn't have to wear a coat or a jacket. I just had on my really thick jumper, which was my sweater number 9 by My Favorite Things Knitwear, which I have finished last time. And just had this on and I was fine. I was really happy about that. So hopefully I can actually get to wear my Maja sweater, I guess. So that was the first whip. And the second one is for once not a garment. I have told you guys last time that I have acquired a lot of acrylic yarn because I only started out with all of this about, I don't know, half a year ago or something, maybe a bit more. And yeah, I don't like acrylic anymore. I don't want to work with it anymore. I don't want to wear it anymore. It makes me, yeah, no, I feel like a plastic bag, I guess. So I'm really trying to find ways where I can still use up the yarn, because obviously I don't want to waste it, but I don't want to wear it. So I started this. It's a blanket. So because I have so many different colours, also I bought this cord, and this is 150 centimeters, I think so, yeah. Yeah, that's centimeters. God, yeah. 150 centimeters, so I guess that can also count as a new acquisition, because I knew I wanted a super big blanket to really use up everything that I have. And I want to have it like color changing, like you can see here. I used up all of the yellow already. I am now on this green part. If you go back on my YouTube channel, you will see that I made a shirt with this green and this blue, which I am working on right now. And I thought a blanket is the perfect way to also practice my stitches, you know, try some other stitches, see how I like them. So I did. So down here I used the garter stitch. I've never done that before. I know it's like the most simple, I don't know, stitch that you really have, but I've just never done it. And then I have done the moss stitch, or what's it also called? There's also another name, moss stitch. You know, I think everyone can know what I mean with that. I really can't talk today, I'm really sorry. So yeah, I finished up the green. This is quite a big patch. I am holding all of the yarns double. I mean, these were supposed to be on 4 to 5 millimeter needles. I'm holding a double and I'm using 6mm needles, because not all of my yarns that I want to use up have the same thickness, so I thought I would just find a middle ground. I'm going to hold it double also to get this colour variegation in, and it's going to be fine. So with every colour I want to have a different stitch pattern. That is the idea behind it. Like I said, it is super long. I really want to drown in it, and I want to use up all of my acrylic. So even if I don't like this after all, I can just donate it and be done with it and have used it. So that's the idea. It takes a while to go from one end to the other, but I think this is going to be a project I've been working on for quite a while. Not that I would be, you know, bothered about it. Looks like a dress. But yeah, that is my second whip. So 2 whips, 3 if you still count the Vargo sweater, which I'm not, but now that I've got space on my needles, I think I will pick it up again, because I would really like the sweater. I think it's just the perfect throw-on sweater when the weather is a bit funky outside and you don't want something super heavy and thick, but you also can't go out with just short sleeves. So I think I will do that again. And now we are moving on to yarn acquisitions, which is for me always the most exciting part. I don't know about you guys. If you're not interested in any of the yarn acquisitions, I hope I will see you next time again. Also check out my other video where I have made a list of summer patterns that you should try this summer, knitting some of these few things up. Go and check that out. And if not, I hope I'll see you next time again, and let's move on with the yarn acquisitions. Where do I start? Like I said, I do have a lot, like a lot. I have maybe let's start with this. So it is my mum's birthday in about a month. Yeah, if we say it's now almost May, it is in a month. And I really wanted to knit something for her birthday. So I bought the Cumulus tee by Petite Knit, the pattern for that. And this is also kind of, it technically is a whip, but there's literally nothing to show you. I've just cast it on yesterday and it's just the cast on edge, and that is it. But I have bought some yarn for it. I have bought this gorgeous yarn. It is the Thin Line, and so it is by Sandnes Garn, if you can't tell by the label. It is in the colour 4323. It's something called like pink, something like this, I don't really know. It is 53% cotton, 33% viscose and 14% linen. And this 50-gram ball is 220 meters long, with a stitch count of 27 per 10 centimeters on 4 inches stitches. 27 stitches. I love this color. It is super soft. It has a really nice sheen to it, and you can also see, I don't quite know if you can see that on the camera, probably not. It is it's like, it is a 2-ply, I believe. Yeah, no, a bit more. I don't know, there is something in it. I think it's the viscose that makes it shiny, and there is like one strand that is super shiny, which gives it such a nice look. Again, it is so soft. If you have touched the bamboo yarn by Weir Knitters, it is like this. It feels exactly the same, but this has got linen. And this colour just screams my mum's name. I am more like the cool tone person, even though my shirt says something else. I really like the blues and the purples and the really rich dark reds, but mostly the blues. And she is more like the baby pink, reddish kind of person. So I started the Cumulus tea with this, and I really hope I'm gonna finish it. That is the first one. I bought 5 of these, which should be enough because it also is a recommended yarn in the pattern. Now, I also bought this, which is the Drop Spell, and this is also 53% cotton, 33% viscose and 14% linen, so it's literally like the same, but these are so different. I mean, apart from that this is blue and this is pink, obviously, this is so much softer than this. It's actually ridiculous. I didn't actually notice that they are the same, but apparently they are. So yeah, got this blue yarn. I really wanted to make a cardigan for her because she does like cardigans. I don't, but I really wanted to make her a shirt and a cardigan to have like a set. But these two together, it just looks really strange, so I really don't know about this anymore. I might have to give it to her separately. I wanted to make the, what's it called? It's a pattern by Petite Knit, and it's a cardigan, and it's a round yoke. I'm gonna pop a picture here. This is what it looks like. I wanted to make it with this yarn. I have bought the correct amount and everything, but I really don't know about it anymore. I like the colour, but since she's not really a blue toned person, or if it's blue it's like a really rich blue, like a royal blue, I don't really know what to do with this. And just do something for me. Then the next thing that I bought was this. It is, if you can focus, yes, that's accurate. It is the Tin Silk Mohair. I've wanted to try this for a while and my local yarn shop had a sale of 40% off this yarn, so I really, my boyfriend was laughing at me, but I was like, I know I bought a lot of yarn. I only bought this like a week ago or something, but I have to have some of this when it's 40% off, because what put me off was a bit the price. I mean, I know these yarns are luxurious ones. It's a luxury to buy this. I am fully aware of this. I'm not afraid to spend that much money because I know it is good quality. But still, you know, I'm a student, so anyway, I bought it in this colour, And the colours from this local yarn shop with Sandnes Garn are always different, and it's something that's really bugging me, because this was a lot, it was either darker or lighter, which I really liked, but it's like this, it's almost like skin tone to me. The reason why I bought this, I bought like 8 or a lot, yeah, because I wanted to make the novice cardigan. That is what it's called, novice cardigan, the mohair edition. That is also what I wanted to make for my mum with this one. Now I remember, just give me some time and then... Anyway, this is the colour 3041, and I wanted to make the novice cardigan because you hold 2 strands of mohair together, and I think I'm gonna do it. I think it's gonna be a cardigan for myself, the probably first and only one. I really don't know. I want to knit cardigans, but I can't be bothered by the purling. I don't know if it's just me. I know you can steek, but from my research I need to look a bit more into it. You can only steek woolen fibers because they are toothy and they stick together and they won't unravel. I don't think you can do that with mohair, so I just have to suck it up and do those pearls. So that was that. There is still more to come. I have also bought with this, like I said, my yarn shop, they always have these sales. They've had it at Christmas, and I bought yarn at Christmas, and they had it again, and they had it with these 2 yarns. They look almost the same colour, but they're not. So they have like this offer where you can buy 2 skeins and then you get 1 for free. And this is the Tin Merino, probably that. And these are both, and this is the baby wool, Lanette. I'm really sorry, I don't speak that language. I think it's Norwegian as far as I'm aware. This is 100% merino wool, and this is also 100% merino wool. And I really don't know why they're different. I think one has got a bit of silk or something in it, or alpaca, I don't know. This is softer than this, and this feels like alpaca. If you've felt alpaca yarn, it's like the Flora from Drops, and it is like this. And they are both 175 meters and 27 stitches per 10 centimeters in both. So this one is 3 millimeters, and this is for 2.5 to 3 millimeters needle wise, and I've got absolutely no idea what I'm gonna do with them. Like I said, I actually bought one for my mum again, but the colors just look so different on the website that I'm just a bit lost. But yeah, I think they're both superwash. Sadly, I wanted to have non-superwash. Or are they? I don't even know. Yeah, anyway, got 6 of these, like 6 of this and 6 of this, because I thought, I mean, there were only 6 left of both colours, so why not take it all? Like, what's the point in leaving some stuff behind, right? The next thing is something a bit controversial, and I am aware of this, and it is We're Knitters yarn. This is the baby wool. It is 100% baby alpaca in this gorgeous colour, I have to say. I am aware of the whole gossip that's going on and the whole yeah, everything surrounding this brand right now, but I do quite like their yarn, even though it is really expensive in my opinion. But the reason why I bought this, oh, it's looking super nice like this. Very excited to work with this because I just love the colour. The reason why I bought this is because for my birthday a month ago, my birthday was a month ago, I did get a coupon for this brand, and I just really wanted to use it up because they had a sale. And I know we get into a bit of controversy already with, you know, is it sustainable if you only buy in sales? I am aware of this, but I do have my own opinion. I would not like to voice that, just because I think everyone can have their opinion and you shouldn't push other people necessarily into it. And because I do work in business, like I studied business, I do know what damage these kind of things can do to a brand. So I would like to take myself out of this whole discussion. Anyway, enough with this little rant. Got this yarn, got 15 balls, and don't know what I'm gonna use it for yet. I love the colour. Maybe I will just keep it a little bit longer and use it in autumn, because it just screams autumn to me. Who knows? Who knows? Now we get into the really exciting stuff. I need to get myself up here. I have heard a lot about this brand called Ravelry, and it is a German brand, I think in either Munich or Berlin. It is in Bayern, which is close to Austria. It's like just over the Austrian border. The culture is very much like Austria, but just not the same. Anyway, getting sidetracked. I bought some yarn because I heard so much about Ravelry that I thought, you know what, I'm just going to treat myself. I really want to try the yarn, see if I like it. So I did. And I didn't just buy Ravelry because I also wanted to try some other yarn, but I bought this. This is the Ravelry Bio Wool from Brienne, and it's in the color quartz, and it is 100% merino wool, and it is a 2-ply, and it is used for a 3.5 to 5.5 millimeter needle, and it says woolen spun as double knit, so DK weight, 220 meters per 100 grams. I bought 3 of these just because it was quite expensive for my price budget. Let's put it that way. I really like the colour. I wish it was a bit darker because I really couldn't decide on Keys. The other colour was called Keys, which was a bit more grey than this or this one. But essentially I ended up with this. So I got 3 of this. Got no idea what I'm going to do, but I do think I'll hold on to it as well and use it in autumn because it's just way too thick to work with right now. So that's the first thing. The second thing was this. It is from the Ravelry company, but it's actually Lino Muka, and it is 100% linen, and it is a light fingering weight with 245 meters per 50 grams. And then it gives you a gauge range, which I think is very cool. Held single, it's got 30 stitches, held double 25, and held triple 20. And the recommended needle size is between 2 and 3 millimeters, and it's made in Lithuania, which I think is really cool. And it is machine washable up to 60 degrees Celsius. And the reason why I bought this is what it looks like. The label. It is super thin, like super thin. The reason why I bought this is because I originally wanted to make my mum's Cumulus tee out of this, and I ordered it, and first of all, linen is very stiff. It's a bit like cotton. It softens with wear and wash, and when I knit this up I was like, oh my gosh, this is never gonna work. I don't necessarily agree on the gauge range. Maybe it's because my gauge is not as tight as theirs, but I did get different gauge, which again was a bit upsetting because I just bought this and I was like, I'm gonna make my mum a shirt with this and it's gonna be great. But it kind of wasn't, because I actually need to swatch. Can you see how see-through this is? And this is held double. I already washed it and blocked it, and it looks just really flat and see-through, and I don't want to give my mum a see-through shirt because she does have quite a big bust, and I really don't want to make her feel uncomfortable or make her something and then she's not going to wear it because she doesn't feel comfortable in it. So I really don't know what I'm gonna use this yarn for. Held single, it was just way too thin, and I mean this is supposed to be the same thickness as this. Can I do it like this? Yeah. And it obviously isn't. Like, look at that difference. I am not upset that I bought it or anything. I'm really happy because it is 100% linen. I know this has got some other stuff in it, of course. This is 100% linen, so I'm thinking about just pairing it with a different yarn as like an addition, but probably not on its own because it is just too thin. And I know it is summer and it gets really hot in summer here, but this is just a bit too see-through. So that is that. Then I got two more things in that parcel. It was very quick as well, I have to say. It is the same yarn but different colour, and I got no idea which is the right way and the wrong way. Here it is. It is the Kamerose or the Økologiska Sommeruld. Got no idea. This is the brand, all this. Like I said, on the website this was the brand name. I'm just a bit confused. I really don't know. I'm really sorry. But this I got 5 of this and only 1 of this because, so first of all, it is a blend. It is a merino wool and cotton blend. Like I said, I don't want to work with pure cotton ever again, apart from when I use up my cotton stash. But this is the colour nothing. This is 2009. It's called Luskra, and this is the colour 2036, so 2036, which is not very far away actually. This is Mörk Senep. I'm probably butchering all of this. I'm really sorry. I don't speak that language. It is Danish, I believe. But both of these have a stitch gauge of 26 to 28 stitches. And with this, I really wanted to make the helix top by Hiris again. Hiris makes for her summer cal. And it is a really nice colour. It was more blue on the picture, but I'm not mad at it. It's now like a light grey actually. And then this is normally not my colour. I never really go for something like this. But I thought, you know what? This year is the year I'm gonna try new things. And I went for something not as like bright as mustard colour, but something a bit more toned down. And I bought 5 of these, like I said, and I would like to make the Harlequin tea, I think it's called. I have no idea if it's the correct gauge, if I even have enough. That was just the intention I bought this for. And the last thing that was in this parcel, which I didn't know I would get, and I'm really happy, is this. It is a tote bag with Rauwerk and this cute sheep. Isn't that just amazing? It is super big, it's super spacey, and I can't wait to walk around with this and let everybody know that Ravelry is an amazing brand. So thank you so much for this, to include it. It is also a fair trade and cotton bag, so yeah, I really can't wait to either put some whips in it or to take it to uni with me, who knows. It might be a bit too precious for the outside world. Yeah. But these were all of my acquisitions. I do have, like I said, quite a lot. I do have a few more needles, but I don't think that's very interesting. I do have a few more things to say. Oh yeah, I forgot. When I bought the Bell yarn by Drops, I have this one supplier for me. I found this shop. I've talked about it before. It's called Die Strickerin, and she is in Österreich or something. I don't really know. Or Salzburg. Not where I live, let's put it that way. And I really like her store because she's one of the few that actually sell Drops yarn. And she included this thing here. It is like a lookbook by Drops, knitting and crochet designs, and it's got all these like patterns. I mean, you can find, of course, all of the patterns online because they are free, so you just go to their website. But I thought that was so cool. Like, isn't that just super nice? I was planning on making a few of the designs, but then I just got caught up with like loads of other stuff, and I don't. Drops for me is also a bit of a sore spot, so maybe I will do a future video about it. But yeah, right, so that was everything that I have bought. No, I'm really sorry, I am all over the place. It isn't. How could I forget this? So when I bought my mum's yarn, this one, the Tin Lina, constantly keep going back to this, I saw that the company where I bought it from has got hand dyed yarn, and I was super excited because I've wanted to try this as well for a long time, but because it is hand dyed, a lot of work obviously goes into it, and it is quite pricey, and I just couldn't resist because they had this stunning colorway, and sadly they didn't have 2 skeins like I wanted. They only had 1, so I just had to go for something else, you know, to get that free shipping or postage for me, should I say. Is this? It is Life in the Long Grass yarn. It is 100% superwash merino in this gorgeous colorway. Like, oh my god, isn't it pretty? I feel so special. When I saw this, when I opened the parcel, if I could have screamed, I would have, but I couldn't because my boyfriend was giving a lesson. He was on a Zoom call. But this is just the prettiest ever. I have no idea what I'm gonna make with this. It is the rose gold color. It is 366 meters long. I got 2 because, again, like I said, it was quite expensive for me, so I thought with 2 that gives me around 600 to 700 meters. That should be fine, at least for a t-shirt, and I have absolutely no idea what to make with it. So if you do have any recommendations what I could make with this, it is heavily speckled at the back here and also at the front here. Yeah, if you have any recommendations, anything you would think that this would look great in, please let me know as well. Like I said, I've got no idea. Maybe a shirt, I think I will have enough for that, but I don't want like any lacy stuff or cable stuff because I think it would just drown under this beautiful yarn, like in the speckles essentially. So I really want maybe something like really plain, But yeah, I got absolutely no idea what to make with it yet. But I'm very happy I got it. And it is just so springy and summery, and it just makes me really happy. You know, when you spend too much time on Instagram and you constantly keep thinking of like specific real music, what comes to mind with this is the one where it says like, you gotta treat yourself. And that's what I did. That is really what I did this month. I spent a lot of money and I really have to use up some of the stuff and make beautiful things out of it. So that is everything for today. I thought I might give you a few more insights into my life if you are interested. If not, then that is completely fine. I might see you next time. And yeah, let's see what I will tell you about myself. So a few things about myself also. Before we do that, I just wanted to show you. I got these really pretty cards. I got this card with Rauwerk and they handwritten like this. Some stuff on the back basically saying thank you, which I thought was so sweet of them. It is an actual picture, like you can see it shimmer, which I thought it was just amazing. I was just blown away. And then the other one was by where I bought Life in the Long Grass yarn from, and they got me this postcard and they also said thank you, and it says: Früher war alles besser, gestern zum Beispiel, da hätte ich den Fehler 3 Reihen weiter unten noch nicht gesehen. And it basically means yesterday, like, not yesterday, but everything was better, as in like a long time ago. And it says, for example, yesterday, where I haven't noticed the mistake I made 3 rows before. So I thought that was quite funny and quite an accurate representation of what knitting can be sometimes. Where you just think yesterday, if I hadn't made that mistake or hadn't seen it, everything was better. Another thing is I have been into Fimo recently. Or have been for it a while. I made these badges. These are only a few ones. I made them myself. One is a bee and one is a honey pot, and I thought I would try and sell them. No one wanted them. I have some with some cacti and some spacey ones, but no one wanted them. No, it's fine. Whatever, I just had fun making them. So I had a look through my Fimo stash. It's polymer clay, and if you didn't know, and most stitch markers are made out of this. So I made some stitch markers, which I think turned out really, really nicely. So I got a few here. So I made these, and I think they're so cute. Ironically, these are the ones, here you can see another one. These are the ones that took me the least amount of time because I just couldn't be bothered anymore at the end of the day. Got some nice rose gold like rings, and I really like them the best. Whereas I spend the most time on something like this, some hair on it. Yeah. Something like this, I actually don't really like it, which is a shame. But yeah, I made a few of these, also different shapes, a few smaller ones, like this, and like this. I think they turned out fine. I already had them on some of my projects. I really like them. I don't think if anyone would ever want to buy them, like, I don't know if I should try and sell them, because I don't know, I don't know, let me maybe know down below if you would sell, like buy something like this. But yeah, I just had some fun at the weekend. So that is a little bit about myself, a little bit more about myself now. My name is Elizabeth, as you know now, hopefully. But I go by the name Ellie just because I think it's shorter and a bit quicker. And I turned 22 last month, sorry. I turned 22 years last month. I live in Vienna, in Austria. I am originally from Graz, which is in the very south of Austria, rather close to the Italian border and the kind of Hungarian, Slovenian area. And I live here with my boyfriend in an attic apartment, but hopefully we will move soon in a downstairs apartment because it gets really freaking hot in here in summer, and we would just like to have some room separation because currently it is all one room. And I study business and economics at the Vienna Business and Economics University, and I would like to tell you that I love my degree, but that would just be a plain lie, sadly. I am very close to finishing it. I hope to finish it by the end of this year. That is my goal. I've been studying for quite a while now, so I really just want to get it done and want to get it over with. But yeah, I specialize in marketing, and yeah, my hobby is knitting, of course, and I also really like to read. I love reading just as much now, I think. I recently bought an e-reader, so this kind of makes my life a bit easier, not only from the cost side, but also when I travel on the underground. I travel about 45 to 50 minutes to university, which means I got about half an hour of just plain reading time, which I do use. And I haven't figured out a way yet how I combine my love for reading with knitting, because I am not super into ebooks. No, not ebooks, audiobooks, sorry. So I like to read the stuff myself in my own pace because I am quite a fast reader. So when like nothing is happening, then I get a bit impatient. So I just like to read my own things, but I haven't yet mastered to knit without looking, especially when you have 2 strands of yarn, which most of my projects have. So gotta practice a bit on that so I can read and knit at the same time. Yeah, I think that is everything for now. If you have any more questions, let me know, pop them down below, message me on Instagram, wherever. Like I said, you can find me on Instagram, just type in Marvelli, which is with 3 E's because that's the way it is. Everything will be linked down below. You can also find me on Ravelry, just under Marvelli. You can have a look through my projects. I try to keep on top of that as well. And yeah, let me know down below maybe what you are knitting on. If you liked this episode, give me a bit of feedback. I hope you did. And have a lovely rest of the week, weekend, afternoon, evening, morning even, whenever you're gonna watch this. And I hope I will see you soon again. And don't forget to check out my other videos if you would like to see a bit more content from me, not just my podcasts. And have a lovely time knitting and enjoying your craft. Thank you so much for watching, and subscribe if you would like to stick around, and I'm gonna see you next time. Bye!